Hey guys. Welcome back to Sweaties Buddies.
Our me. What do they say?
Shiver me timbers.
Shiver me timbers.
Our matey.
Lassie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Isa.
Oh yeah, I'm Priscilla.
And today we're gonna be doing Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin.
Yeah.
This is a pirate romance. Why choose? Pirate hunter, pirate.
Yeah.
Two pirates, one pirate hunter.
One pirate hunter.
One pirate hunter.
A lot of sex.
A lot. Yeah.
A lot of borderline abuse. Yeah.
Buckets of lubrication.
Yeah. Like mason jars.
Yeah.
Or oil, whatever the fuck that was. A lot of anal.
Yeah.
A lot of anal.
A lot of booty hole stuff.
Sometimes against someone's will. Trigger warning. There's some grape.
Yeah.
Here. Not here in this book. We're gonna just skip
we always,
over that.
We just like against her will next.
Yeah, we're gonna skip over that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What'd you think about this book?
So my thoughts were, I did like the beginning of the book. I was like really enjoying it. Like I was kind of like, ooh, like,
same.
You know, by the way, this is a spoiler filled review. Like, ooh, like she got a husband and she hasn't seen him in 2 years and he's a fucking cheater. He's a bitch. And then like, she like basically gets kidnapped. Not really, but basically gets kidnapped, taken against her will. And then we meet like the next male character and I'm like, ooh, I'm like liking you. But then like somewhere around like the 60-70%, I was like a little confused. And like I kind of knew, like I expected something to happen that did happen, but it was just like and like for my brain to like think that before I even found out, I was like, something is clearly wrong with me, but I was going in the right way. The train was leaving the terminal in the correct direction. But I was very surprised. I thought that I was just fucking crazy. But
no, it made sense. It made sense along the way. You're like,
yeah.
Why do you stick it up my ass?
Why do you like it so much?
Instead of my vagina. I don't know.
He likes it extra tight.
And he's like, just like,
yeah.
But
I feel like he was a little bit of a sociopath.
Just a little bit.
Where I was like,
a little bit.
Right? So I gave it 3.5 because I actually did really enjoy it. But like Priest still cheated. Like at the end of the day, he still cheated.
But I'll take him.
Yeah. I did. I liked him more than Ashley.
Fuck,
I'm kind of. And another thing, like I'm really sad. Like this book is advertised as like a why choose, but like Priest was barely in it.
Yeah, it was mostly Ashley, but she
was already married to him.
When a male main character is that good. Throughout the entire book is one motherfucker and you're still thinking about the other.
Yeah, you're still thinking about him.
That was Priest. Priest was.
Yeah.
Mind you, at first I was like, he cheated.
Plus, I like that he was a pirate.
I was like, I don't want him. I prefer like this guy's like basically abusing her. I'd be like, I prefer that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You done cheated, nah. But then
you get like the reason.
Happens.
I mean, the reason wasn't
something happens and I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Because at first I loved Ashley. When he first got introduced, I'm like,
yeah, there was just something that happened that I couldn't forgive him.
Yeah, the booty hole.
Not only that.
Oh, I couldn't forgive him for that shit. I'd be like, motherfucker, that was not consensual.
She wanted him. She just didn't want him there.
No, she was her next stop.
Yeah, she didn't want him there. When she said that she felt him between her booty cheeks.
He like went to her vajayjay and then he went, just kidding.
Psych. Yeah,
that was bad. I gave it 3 just because like towards the end I have this rule that if I'm like skimming in a book it's automatically a 3, and towards the end I was fucking because I was fucking over it. I was over it. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was over it.
There was like a lot of twists and turns. I will say, if you're a fan of white shoes, if you're like, if you haven't read a pirate romance and you want to get into it, I would say pick it up. I still enjoyed it.
Me too.
It wasn't like my favorite book to read, but it was entertaining. It was my not my favorite. It was my first pirate book. So
I like pirate books.
Yeah. So like I was like books. I kind of fucks with it. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, guys. Sea of Ruin.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our female main character. Her name is Benedicta.
Yeah.
It's not Benedict. It's Benedicta.
Yeah.
But
they call her Bennett.
They call her Bennett.
Yeah.
Only I think her mother calls her Benedicta or some shit like that. I don't know. Her name is Benedicta. Let's just call her Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
Bennett. She wants to be a trouser wearing pirate. She wants to wear men's clothing, and she wants to be a pirate because her daddy is a pirate.
Yeah, she wants to be like her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of the book, she is 14. She is gonna be married off to a fucking 44-year-old man, which is fucking disgusting. And she's 14.
That she says that he has like white hair, but when she finally meets him, he's bald.
Yeah, he has like one of those powdered wigs on, and
he got no hair.
It falls off, and she's like,
"Oh, that's even worse than the gray hairs."
Motherfucking balding.
I'd rather take the fucking gray hairs.
Yeah, for sure. And then she's getting ready. Her mom's a fucking bitch, by the way. And all of a sudden she hears dogs barking.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, Daddy! So she runs off. She takes this motherfucker's horse. I think his name was Grisdale's horse. She takes his horse, and then there's this pirate walking towards her in the horizon. Yeah. And I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, at first, because it's not said that it's her dad. And then the way that they were describing him, I was like, tell me you didn't think about Jamie. When she described him.
No, I didn't.
You didn't? He was literally Jamie.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well.
He had like the red hair.
Rest in peace.
I was like the mom was like an English woman.
Yes.
He was Scottish.
And he was in love with her mother. Yeah. He's always been in love with her. Yeah,
he's always been in love with her. But he's a pirate.
And he's wanted.
She's an English woman. Noble English woman.
Yes.
So they just can't be together. You feel me?
And he got her pregnant. Yeah. So she was shunned.
Mm-hmm.
She's ruined.
Yeah.
She's ruined for society.
Especially by a pirate.
Yes. So basically they're like servants in this household that they're in. So then whatever, we meet her father. Yeah. He's a very well-known and wanted pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And behind him, like, another man appears, and his name was Charles. And I thought he was gonna be the love interest.
Yes, me too. Not. Well, he still got some of that shit. But yeah,
he's like the quarter. I don't know what the quartermaster means, but he's the quartermaster.
I think he's like the right hand man.
I think so too.
That's what it's giving.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And he gives her a compass.
Mm-hmm.
He gives her a compass, and he tells her, like, when you're ready, like, this is for you.
This is for you. Like, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's also my ship is yours.
Yeah. Jade.
The Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, okay, cool. So then all of a sudden, the redcoats show up. Because we're in the era where the colonizers are colonizing.
Yeah. 1700s, people. Yes. 1700s.
The fucking colonizers.
1770s, to be exact.
So the redcoats show up, and they're like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? Who called them? And he tells her to run. So, like, she goes running, but she sees them, like, beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, like, I need to go back. Like, something's telling me I need to go back. So she goes back, but he's gone. Like,
yeah, they take him. Yeah.
And instead she runs into the old man.
The 44-year-old betrothed.
The betrothed. And he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? He's like, I sent the guards because someone stole my horse. And she's like, oh,
so he thought that her dad was the one that stole the horse.
Yes.
But then she tells him, like, no, it was me. Mm-hmm. Like, I took that shit.
Yeah, she took the horse.
Yeah.
So
girl should have stayed quiet.
It's her fucking fault.
Yeah, she should have
everything that happens.
She should have stayed quiet. Well, no, not really, because they already had captured the dad.
Yeah, but the guards showed up there because of her.
Well, yeah.
Because they were looking for the damn horse.
Yeah, they were looking for the horse.
So it's her fault.
Yeah, that is true. She could have fucking walked.
Yeah.
She was just too excited to see him.
She could have just ran. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, come with me. And she's like, no. And he's like, he's like, bitch. and like he fucking backhands her.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not gonna say no to me, blah blah. So he ties her.
Yeah.
With rope, I'm assuming, and he starts lifting her skirt to, you know. But then she has a dagger on her, and she ends up as she should.
And
as she should.
She fucking cuts him open.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
well deserved.
Then her mother shows up, and her mother literally tells her, like, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
And turns out her mom knew about her father the whole time, and she's like, what? Like, they took him. So then her mother takes off.
Yeah.
And then I think like she goes back to the house to like get rid of the dress because it has blood.
Yeah, it has blood.
And then she goes to find her father. But
I think she was on the way to the house, and I think she ends up turning back because I think that she ends up showing up to like the town quarters in blood, and everyone was like looking at her. She doesn't end up getting cleaned up.
Doesn't she show up in just like her undergarments?
But I think she has like blood in her hair and shit. Like she ended up not cleaning up like all the way.
Oh, well.
She had to.
She goes to the beach where it's all gonna happen, and she finds her father already hung.
Yeah.
And then her mom freaks out, jumps off a cliff. Very sad, very depressing.
Yeah. She's just like, she sees her dad, and then she's on the way back home, and then she sees like the cliff, and then she sees her mom from afar,
Fucking,
and then she like screams his name, and yeah,
like her neck is like, but whatever.
Yeah, she goes to see her mom. I wouldn't go down to the cliff.
You wouldn't? I would, girl. Be like, that's my mom. Like, I mean, she was a bitch. I'd be like,
but she was flip. She was all like off.
Yeah, she was
like you're gonna tell me from the cliff, bro.
But whatever, she saw that, and then Mr. Charles shows up, and he's like, "It's yours now.
Yeah,
your father's legacy.
Yeah,
it's your crew. What do you want to do?"
Yeah,
and then 7 years later, she is the captain.
Yeah,
of the ship.
Finally,
yes, and 7 years later, now Charles is hung, and you're just like, "What?"
Yeah, that's what literally happened? It. She's like standing in front of a pirate, and it's this motherfucker. Yeah, and she's like all like sad, but she's like kind of pissed off at him. She's like, "Oh, you knew that what would happen."
Yeah, he took her virginity.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah. After like the dad was like telling him like, "Don't get near her."
He literally told him like, "Don't lay your eyes on me, daughter."
Yeah. And then literally when she was 16, she was like, I was like, She said she wanted it though. How old was this Charles?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the dad was young though. Like I'm pretty sure she had said that her dad was like 29, which means that they had them like when they were teenagers.
Oh my god, he was fun.
Yeah, girl.
He wasn't a daddy. He was a zaddy.
Girl, the way that she was describing his dad, I was like, shit.
Like, girl,
I was like, damn.
That's your father.
Yeah.
Biologically.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. Yeah, rest in peace, Charles.
Yeah.
Even though not really, because fucking creep. We get introduced to Reynolds, which I thought he was gonna be one of the
me too.
Apparently, fucking not.
No.
But he does want to fuck. So they go to this tavern. And they're playing the. It reminded me of the the song on TikTok like ole ole ole. They were there drinking. They were like, yes!
Pirates having a beer.
Argg.
They have beer back then, right? Or no? What is Captain? Mead? What does Captain Jack Sparrow like? Whiskey? Is it rum? Rum. That's what they were drinking.
Rum. Yeah, they fucking love the rum. And then they go to this tavern. Everybody's like,
yeah.
And she tells Reynolds, she's like, I want to fuck, but not you.
Yeah. He's like, all you gotta do is. He's like, you just gotta let me know, baby, and I'll be there. And she's like, not you.
She's like, I want to fuck. He's already like taking off his pants, and she's like, not you, motherfucker. That one in the corner. And he's like,
shit.
He's like, all you gotta do is ask.
I think he had asked her like multiple times too.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been offering for the last 2 years.
He's like, you already know. I don't gotta tell you what this tongue can do. And she's like, get the fuck away from me.
Bro, especially like once we find out like who he is, I'm like, bro, you're a bitch, bro. Like not even bro code.
There's no bro code when it comes to Pasai.
And that was actual bro code, bro. I was like,
but he's literally like, we could go back to the ship and, you know, rock the waters.
Yeah, I could show you a good time.
Yeah. She's like, we'll get real wet. And she's like, no, leave. And he's like,
fine.
So whatever. He leaves and he like goes to be with some other bitch there. And then, you know, she's at the tavern and all of a sudden someone goes like, I found you. And she's like, and it's a sexy motherfucker.
Yeah.
The sexy motherfucker is her husband. She's like, how'd my husband find me? She's married.
Yeah.
To priest.
She hasn't seen him in 2 years. Because he betrayed her.
Yes.
We didn't know what he did first, but he betrayed her.
Just know he betrayed
her.
Real bad.
Yeah. And honestly, when I saw the back of this book that I saw priest,
you thought he was an actual.
I thought he was an actual priest. So I texted her. I'm like, fuck, bro, another book with a priest.
Nah, his name
is priest.
Priest Farrell. I
Farrell.
think is his name.
Yeah.
And
Farrell.
they call him Farrell Priest.
Yeah. Well, they call him the king of libertines.
Yes, the king of liberties.
Yeah.
So apparently, yes, he done cheated on her.
Yeah, he cheated on her.
The
week that they got married. Even worse.
Even worse. And when you find out with who, you're like,
they were on their honeymoon stage. And he was like, I'm going to leave in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Oh, fucking.
I'm going to get something.
I'm going to fuck this.
Yeah.
But she's like, they haven't seen each other in 2 years because she left him. She left him in Nassau in the Bahamas.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
literally an hour away from us, right there.
Who wouldn't? I would fucking strand him too. And he's been looking for her for 2 years.
2 years.
Apparently he loves her.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He's like, I've been looking for you.
Yes. So she runs out.
Yeah.
She runs.
Because she's been running for him.
Yes.
So she's going to keep on running.
She runs.
Yeah.
And then Reynolds is outside like, with some other bitch. She's like, she just looks at him and she's like, he found me. And he's like, fuck. He pushes that bitch. Let's go. Let's go. So whatever. They run to the boat. Because, you know, they need to get like on a rowboat.
Yeah.
To the actual boat. And they're like at the boat and she's like, I lost my compass. And he's like, what you mean you lost your compass, bitch? That's where the treasure is.
Yeah.
It's gonna lead us to the treasure.
We need the compass.
That's the fucking point of being a pirate. But all of a sudden this motherfucker shows up and he's like looking for this. And it's the compass.
Yeah. And
like guards show up too. And he's like, we gotta run. And if you want this compass, you need to take me with you. And she's like, fuck her, just get on the fucking boat. So that he gets on the boat. They get on the rowboat and they're like, so on the boat.
That must take forever. Let's be honest.
So there's a lot of talking that they could do.
Yeah.
And he basically tells her, he's like, I love you, baby. And she's like, no, you don't. And he's like, it's okay. He's like, I'll remind you why you married me with my cock. And she's like,
mind you, she hasn't gotten dick down in 2 years. She's like, her pussy was already throbbing. She's like, that doesn't sound too bad. But she's like,
priest, you know, it's her husband.
Yeah, her husband. That's why she hasn't fucked anyone in 2 years, because she married. She said that she couldn't betray him the way that he betrayed her.
I would have. I would have fucked the shit out of Reynolds.
I would have fucked someone the next day.
Reynolds, your brother.
And send him well, you can't send him a video because it was back in the times. Yeah, send him a
piece of art. Someone draw it.
Be
one
like,
of those flip books.
This was in present time. Send him a pigeon.
You see, if his father was around, I would fuck his father. But his father, I think, is bad. So,
she killed his father.
That's right. She did kill his father.
Because he's bad.
He's bad. So I would fuck Reynolds.
Yeah, the brother. Reynolds. I'm sure he fine too. I mean, he was attractive. Some familial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So then Reynolds, after he said, I'll remind you why you married me. Oh my God. Reynolds is like, fuck off, priest. Fuck off, bro. And then he's like, you still trying to fuck my wife? Reynolds, brother? You're still trying to fuck her?
You still trying to get into the bed with her?
And he's like,
no, and then she makes it seem like she's been fucking him. She was like, he's been taking care of my needs.
They're like, yeah, he's been here with me.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't fucking believe you because the motherfucker would have been dead already. I'm like, damn, your own brother like that?
Oh my God, it's just pussy relax. Damn.
No, that's his wife.
Damn. So they get on the ship and immediately they go to her quarters.
Yeah.
And that's when Reynolds is following them. He's like, I'm going to. And he's like, get the fuck out of here unless you want to watch. And Reynolds like, okay.
I will go mop the deck.
I'll go. So as soon as they get in the room and they lock the door, he's like, 2 years? 2 years? He's like, you're my fucking wife. 2 years away from me? And she's like, what the fuck did you expect?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you expect? And then she's like, he's like, oh, like, I love you. And she's like, really? So she pulls out the letter, bitch.
Because she thinks that he's been fucking everything and everyone. But nah, bro, she pulls out the actual letter. The one that she found the night that she left him.
Let me pull up.
And I was like, girl, when you find out, like, I think.
Find it.
Bro, when you find out, like, the correlation between that letter, I was like, oh my God.
I didn't even I didn't even go back and read that letter. I didn't even go back.
Let's see if I find it.
That letter was like, bad.
Bro, it was bad.
That when I read that letter, I was like, oh, I don't like him. But then, I forgave him. I forgave him real quick. Because he's actually... did you find it?
I'm like looking.
I found it.
You found it?
Okay, the letter. It says,
oh my God.
Just, my dearest priest.
Oh my God.
Last night, I didn't just welcome you into my body. I let you into my heart. Again. Period. I won't call it a mistake. Never that. But it was desperate. A wildly pleasurable, terribly desperate moment of weakness. I should have waited until you woke up to say this in person, but we both know I cannot deny you. Not face to face when you look at me the way you do. With a love so intense, I think you might die from it. So I shall pen this clearly and with a coward's heart. We cannot see each other again. No more stolen nights. No more stolen nights. No more sneaking around. No more risking.
Why y'all sneaking around?
No more risking our lives to be together. My family, my obligations, my very existence put you in danger, just as yours threatens everything I've accomplished. I cherish every trice we had over the years. Not just the orgasms, but the friendship we started. The familiarity, the laughter, the sorrow, the passion. My love for you will endure, even though last night shall be her last. It is my most devout hope that this ache will dull on both sides with time. Even so, in these final moments before I must leave, I realize I will be less happy, less honest, and less human without you. I know I must let you go, and someday I will, but for now, respect my wishes. Stay away. Move on. Find love. Forgive me. I must leave now before I give in to the temptation to join you once again in bed. As I stare at you from across the room, I'll never forget this view of your flawlessly nude body. Brought across the tangled counterpane. Sated, peaceful, magnificent. Those booty cheeks. I remember it well, knowing I put that tranquil expression on your handsome face.
Oh God, because you fucked him so good.
May God watch over you and keep you safe, my heart. And there's no signature.
So she thought...
She thought something.
She thought that it was a noble woman.
Yes.
Someone of title that couldn't be with a pirate.
I mean, the person.
Yeah, it was noble.
The person
was noble.
Does have a title.
But you know what I'm just realizing right now? That might be the most romantic.
That's very romantic.
They were in the whole book.
Very romantic.
Very romantic. Very you're it for me, baby.
Like the Notebook.
Like, yeah, literally.
Wow.
And I'm like,
no, and they said like many orgasms, many nights sneaking away.
Yeah. The love we have. I'm like, y'all confessed your love for each other? That type of love? The aching that we have for each other?
I don't know.
Bro, after...
Imagine reading that letter, I'd be like, ew. Ew. So obviously she's like, who wrote the letter, priest? And he's like, I can't tell you.
I wonder why.
The way I would Get the fuck off my boat. The fuck? My boat, my ship. And he tells her he's been celibate for 2 years.
I haven't been with anyone.
No.
I haven't been with anyone, baby.
And he rips the letter and throws it out the window. He's like, this person means nothing to me anymore. I want to be with you, my wife. And she's like, yeah, okay. So then, like, she starts, like, untying her corset. And he's like, let me help.
Yeah. Because she's trying to get her compass back.
Yes.
She doesn't want him back. She wants the compass back.
Yes.
And she's like, the best way to get him to agree is to get naked.
Seduction.
And for him to get naked, I have to get naked first.
Yes. So he starts undoing her corset.
Yeah.
But then he ends up, like, kissing her neck and shit. And then, like, he takes it off. He sucks on her nipple. Like, things start getting
and she kind of forgets the plan.
Yes. And she grabs his pepe. She grabs his pepe.
Yeah.
And she's like, you feel positively feral, Mr. Feral. And he's like, it's been 2 years, Mrs. Feral. And he's like, I won't lose you again. And then, like, she goes to grab the compass. You know, she tries to be sneaky. Yeah. She's like, and he's like, no compass until I have my wife in every way. I'd be like, say less. Take me down. So
right now, you would? After just the letter 2 seconds ago?
Yeah, bro. 2 years? 2 years without it.
I mean, you could have fucked someone else.
I would have. But if I were in her predicament, that I haven't had any, and then, like, this fine motherfucker that's my husband, you know, I'll be like,
yeah, that's a husband.
Let's just do it. While he's asleep, I'll, like, throw him in the ocean.
You guys have a title together.
Exactly.
I'll be like, damn. You know what? This is not too bad. We haven't gotten divorced yet.
Exactly.
I can still get some.
I don't even. Can they even get divorced back then?
I could take advantage of this arrangement.
I think you just become a widow.
Oh.
I don't think you could divorce.
Oh, so she would have to kill him.
Yeah. So she pushes him away.
Yeah.
And he asked her, "How many men have you fucked in our bed?" Yep. And she doesn't answer, but he knows. Yeah. He knows she's fucked nobody. None. So he's looking at her like.
He's like, you know, I would have killed all of them.
So she finally snatches a compass. But when she looks, it's not even hers. And she's like, where the fuck is my compass? And he's like, listen, it took me 2 years to find you. He's like, that compass is the only thing stopping you from kicking me off this fucking ship. And putting more years between us, baby.
So I have it in hiding.
So I did it. And she's like... And he's like, fine, let's make a deal. He's like, I'll use one finger. And if I fail to bring you over the edge before the sand runs out, because they have an hourglass. Yeah. Before the sand runs out, I'll give you the location of the compass. And then he's like, and I'll leave. You'll never see me again. You'll never see me again. He's like, if you come on my finger within 10 minutes... I'll have my position reinstated on this ship. I'll resume my role as your husband and earn your forgiveness. And she's like, I'll be like, do it. Do it. What the fuck is a finger gonna do? Do it.
I mean, girl, it must be one very powerful finger.
It must be like 3 fingers in one.
And like, he must be very confident for him to say, like, you'll forgive me.
Just with my finger.
With just one finger. Which one? Nah, it would have to be the middle finger. That's like the biggest one. You know what I'm saying?
Just the finger. He can't even touch your clitoris.
It would have to be the middle finger. At least my middle finger is the biggest one.
Just the finger, 10 minutes, bro. 10 minutes. It's not going to happen.
Bro, it would be like...
It's not going to happen. It'll take an hour. It's not going to happen.
It's going to be like throwing a hot dog across...
I'll be like, do it, baby, do it. Unless he's in there like, I don't know, doing all types of fucking tricks I've never experienced.
Maybe like, come hither.
He's like, up, oh, down now.
Side to side.
He's like,
oh no, it's going to be like a fucking pap.
Oh my God. So she lets him. She's like, go, do it. And she's like 2 minutes in and she's already like, fuck, I'm getting close. How? I mean, it has been 2 years. You know what? If it's been 2 years, maybe I might be like, oh, you know, just fucking cobwebs in there.
Oh my God.
So she whispers in his ear. She's like, let this be a lesson in betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
And then she smashes a bottle across his head. He's like,
and he goes to the floor, finger and all, wet finger and all.
It slips out. And then Reynolds, she's like, Reynolds.
Yeah. He's like, yes, me lady.
Yes. What you want?
You want this thing?
But she's like, take him to the dungeon.
Yeah. Take off his clothes. Finish undressing him.
Strip him.
And tie him up.
Yes.
And he's like, are you sure you want me to strip him? And she's like, yes. He's like, I feel like he likes being naked. Like, that's when he feels most powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
she's like,
is he like fucking like a god? He's like a statue at this fucking point. He knows he looks good.
Oh, okay. She's like, whatever, keep his fucking pants on.
He's like fucking Zeus walking around.
Digging. So they take him to the dungeon, and she goes to visit him when he wakes up.
Yeah.
And the first thing she asks him, she's like, what's the woman's name you cheated on me with? And this motherfucker tells her, I protect the ones I love.
After he told her earlier, they mean nothing to me anymore. When he ripped the letter up.
And then she's like, really? Well, if you don't give me the compass, get ready to share me with many others, motherfucker. I'll turn into a whore real quick. And he's like, you wouldn't dare. And immediately he's like, no. And she's like, yes. So she walks away and he's like, Bennett! I'm a fuck your brother. I'm fucking Reynolds in front of you.
But bro, she could have been getting digged down.
By Reynolds.
She could have. But she hasn't. So you're going to wait for him to pop up to then fuck him? Or to fuck someone else?
Just to get back at him. Honestly, I would fucking do it.
She should have.
I'd be like, fuck you.
Well, she ends up fucking someone else.
Yeah.
But little does she know.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yep. So, fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
She is in front of her mirror and she's pouring orange juice all over herself. Mm-hmm. And she takes a shirt.
I thought she just had a weird kink, to be honest.
I thought she was going to make it seem like someone jizzed on her or something with orange juice. She's all sticky.
With the pulp?
With the pulp. Like, oof. Fuck. And then, like, she puts a shirt on. And, you know, she has orange juice all over her. And she goes down to the dungeon. Mm-hmm. She straddles him. And when he reaches under her shirt to touch her, like, he's like confused for a sec. Because it's sticky. And she's like... But whatever, like... Yeah. They, you know, they're doing their things. She stands up, girl. She got her coochie in his face, like, right here. And she's like... in his face. And he's like... He, like, goes... to try to lick it, but she's like,
you don't want to do that.
I'll be like, compass. So he gets up and he like tries to lunge for her, because like he's fucking feral. He's pretty feral.
Yeah,
but the chain isn't letting him, so he's like, like a fucking
I would
animal.
think that he would be able to break out of that shit, to be honest.
Well, he doesn't, and he just starts like undoing his pants.
Yeah,
he just starts like, and he's like, come here. He's like, I need to be inside you.
Yeah.
The way I would fold so quick.
Yeah, but then you already got orange juice all over.
I know, but I would fold so quick. If he's like,
I would hop on that shit.
He's like, I need to be inside of you. So she's like, you can't have me, not anymore. Yeah, and he's like.
What does that mean? What are you trying to tell me?
He's like, come again. So,
and then she's like, unless you don't want some situation down there,
don't touch it either.
Yeah.
But girl, she like sits on a barrel and she spreads her legs open and she just starts. Yeah. And she's like, don't do it, don't touch yourself. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Mm-hmm. And then he looks at his hands and they're like all hivey, and bumpy and red and itchy. And he's like, oh, bitch. He's allergic to oranges.
To citrus.
He's like, you could have killed me. What if he went, whoa?
That's it.
So he can't even jack off.
Yeah.
He just has to sit there and watch her.
That's his torture.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And she's like, give me the compass. Give me the compass. Mm-hmm. And she gets herself off in front of him. And he's just there like, Bennett. Well, he ends up telling her. He's like, about your compass, I found out how to open that shit. He's like, yeah, it's like a combination and you need a key. Apparently it's a key. She wears a necklace that's like a stone, a jade stone, and it's like shaped like a key apparently. And she's like, oh my god. So then whatever, like mid conversation, all of a sudden Reynolds comes down. But he's like, he's already there. He's like, I'm coming. But he's like, there's like a warship in the water and they're gonna attack us. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, yeah. So when she goes out,
and it's realizes, a fucking Navy ship.
Yes, it's like a warship.
Like double her ship. And she's like, my men and my ship won't even be able to.
No.
Like,
one blast.
We're toast. Into the wind.
Yeah.
Into the water.
So she realizes it's a pirate hunter.
Yeah.
It's a pirate hunter. And she calls out from like across the water. She's like, what business do you have in my waters? What you doing in my hood? Captain. And he introduces himself. He's like, I am Lord Ashley Cutler. He's like, Bennett Sharp, you are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
She thought, because she always goes out in hiding. No one ever knows what the fuck she looks like. She always looks like a boy.
So she's like, how the fuck does he know?
No.
She's like, the fuck? And then she tells him, she's like, I must insist that you invite me to dinner first. And then she's like, a woman likes to be courted and wooed before she gets fucked. She's like, just ask James here. He thoroughly woos your mother with his tongue before he fucks her. Why would you make him mad? Why would you? And all of a sudden he's like, and
yeah,
fucking cannon.
There goes half the fucking ship.
They're like, ah!
Well, it fucking shot on the side that this motherfucker was
Imagine
in.
he's just there like,
but it didn't go low enough, so it was fine.
Oh my god,
it wasn't in the dungeons.
My husband, please. So whatever.
She's still thinking about that motherfucker, that cheating motherfucker. She's still worried about him.
So Jesus she tells Reynolds, she's like, she whispers to him, she's like, raise the white. I'm surrendering. He's like, what the fuck you mean surrendering?
And then she's like, I'm gonna jump in the water. You're gonna push me into the water.
Me into the fucking water.
And then you're gonna haul ass out of here.
He's like, what? But I love you.
He's like, but I still haven't gotten that pussy. What you mean?
He's like, where you going?
And then she's like, tell everyone. And he's like,
so no, and then he tells her, he's like, once they have you, you won't be able to escape. You know that, right? And she's like, that's why I want you to release your brother.
And he won't stop until he finds me. She knew, bro.
She's like, release your brother. He won't find me. It's okay.
As soon as they were going to tell Priest. Well, they have her.
I wish we would have gotten Priest's reaction. To him be like
if it was like a... They took her. You know who took her? Ashley Cutler.
Like,
sound familiar?
He's like, I know, brother, what you were doing with Mr. Wait, ignore that. You guys didn't hear anything. You guys didn't hear anything. He wasn't doing anything
with Mr. Ashley.
With Mr. Ashley.
Ashley, no, there was another Ashley. It was a female with a pussy.
His sister.
Yeah, Arabella.
So she starts going across the ship, and of course Reynolds like fucking knocks her knee out, and she goes plummeting.
Yeah, she goes plummeting to the water,
where she's like literally drowning.
Yeah,
and when she wakes up in Ashley's ship. She wakes up in a ship. And
she realizes that she was.
Yep, and like she's looking around, and her ship isn't there anymore. They're already like, so she starts laughing. And everybody's like, this bitch is crazy.
Crazy motherfucker.
The fuck? And she's looking around for Ashley, and she finds him. And she walks up to him. Ooh! And she walks up to him, by the way, and she's like, damn, he looking good.
He kind of fine. But she says he has no whiskers.
No whiskers.
No whiskers.
He's not a furry.
He has no facial hair. No. So she's like,
wow, that's different.
Like, that's kind of nice.
That's different and smooth. I wonder how it feels on my coochie lips. So she goes up to him. By the way, she's still wearing priest's shirt.
Yeah, that's all she's wearing.
That's all she's wearing. Because remember, she was
with his shirt
downstairs. Only. So her nips are poking through.
Yeah, and
she's like, if saving drowning women is your way of soliciting female companionship for dinner, you're trying too hard. And he just ignores her, and he's like, Bennett Sharp, you've been taken into custody for piracy and murder. He's like, I shall transport you to England. Oh, and he's supposedly like monotone as fuck. So yeah, I shall transport you to England.
Where you will wait
a month's journey thereabout. Yeah, where you will stand trial for your crimes, and you will die.
That's it.
That's it. Goodbye.
I'm telling you, he's a sociopath.
He's like, throw her in the hold. The dungeon.
Yeah.
So she goes to the yeah, that's fucking nasty.
Yeah, there's like fucking 40 nasty ass men.
Literally 40. This is gonna be the biggest fucking gangbang ever. But she's being taken away.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do I call you? Commodore. Oh yeah, because they call him Commodore. Yeah. Commodore Prick. Lord Sweet Lips. What the fuck? My favorite arsehole. She's like, you're clenching it, aren't you? He's like,
how'd she catch me?
How the fuck she know? I got a tight booty hole.
Actually, no, he doesn't.
Well, he does. And she's like, I'll see you soon, darling. And he's there like, bro, like,
yeah, but inside
he's panicking. He's like, fuck. He was like, booty hole? What's she saying? You know.
He's like, bring the lube. Bring the lube from the quarters.
At one point, he said something like, in regards to her booty hole, and he's like, wow, there's no hair down there. That should have been clue number 1. I'd be like, are you used to hair?
How many booty holes you see? Especially the hairy man. Very hairy man. That was in the book.
Very suspicious.
With the beard and chest hair. I'm sure he has hair somewhere else. And Ashley would know about it.
Yeah. So they throw her in the cell with the 40 pirates. And she's like, where's the captain? Blah, blah. Yeah. They're like holding her against the wall, and the captain comes out.
Nasty motherfucker.
And he tries to do stuff with the 40 pirates. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, girl, I think he, like, his finger goes inside her. I think he ends up touching her. But then all of a sudden, a bullet goes through his leg. And he's like, ah! And then, like, a blade appears under his chin and under his dick. And of course, Ashley. And you see, in this part, I was like, yeah. I'm like, this is my man.
Especially what he does next.
Especially,
bitch. Oh, my baby.
I was like, priest who? Priest who?
Girl, that was quick. That was like literally like one chapter, like to the next.
Girl, yes. So he has a knife to this man's dick and one under his chin. Yeah. Like holding his beard.
And he tells Bennett.
Well, he's like, which one do you want to keep? And the guy is like, my dick. Yeah. He's like, of course I want to keep it. And he's like, I wasn't asking. Yeah. You. And he looks at her. Oh my god. Is that I can't. That scene, I was like, that was so good.
And you know that he's like, he already looks like prime in his little like. I could already imagine him like wearing blue, like looking nice. Yeah, no whiskers.
Clean and then she goes like,
you already know he smells good.
Yes. She tells him like, keep the dick, and she's like, cut off his beard. So he cuts off the beard, and he tells him, he's like, I need her alive, so keep your hands off her. And then he tells her, come with me. And he like gives her the beard, and she's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Fucking lice." So she follows him to his quarters. And he tells her she will be staying in his quarters. Yeah.
Well, he throws fabric at her.
Yeah,
and he's like, "You're not leaving till you make something proper to wear." I'm like, "What
the fuck? Like, I'm a pirate. Do you not see me? I'm a pirate. A pirate."
And he's like, He's like, I know. No. You come from a noble family.
No. I'd be like, Argggh. Duh.
He's like, I know you know how to sew.
Girl, and then he starts undressing. Yeah. And she's like going off.
Yeah.
And he's just undressing.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's real convenient that you showed up when you did. Real convenient. And you're like, you were waiting for that animal to do something, huh? She's like, you were waiting for the animal to put something other than his fingers inside me. And then he completely ignores her. And he's just like, you're staring. Because she was like,
she's like, a little bit of drool there.
She's like, damn, you're looking good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I know you're married. And she's like, what? No. I'm not. I'm single.
Yeah. I'm ready to mingle, baby. With you. Looking like that.
She's like, I've just taken my lovers.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, he goes like, whore. He's like, where I come from, you're ruined. I'd be like, did I not tell you I was a pirate? I'm a fucking pirate. What the fuck do you expect? And then she's like, are you married? And he's like, no. And she's like, have you ever sheathed yourself inside of a woman? And he's like, yes. And she's like, whore. You're such a whore. And he's like, vile creature. No, oh my God, I forgot. He's like, vile creature. He's monotone as fuck. But then he starts talking about like her father. He touches her fucking father. He touches the topic of her father. And he's like, the selfish, uneducated brute deserved to hang. And he's like, I wish I would have been there to witness it. And she punches him in the face.
As she should. But because then, what the fuck?
But then he punches her in the face. And I was like,
oh, it's giving Rowan. For all you Rowan lovers.
I was like the whore comment, okay, I don't like that, but I could look past it. But the fact that he punched her. No, and then they start fighting. Like, actually fighting. Yeah. And, like, she's getting beat the fuck up. Yeah. Because he's a man. And she kicks him in the balls hard. And he's like, you're gonna regret that. So he grabs her by the fucking hair. He drags her outside. He ties her arms together. He throws her overboard.
And she's hanging.
And the water's just like...
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, and it's like a while until he eventually pulls her up.
Yeah.
And by the time she comes up, she's already like... She's lost her fight. She's like... And he's like, you look exhausted. You look exhausted enough now.
I wonder why.
And he's like holding the knife to the rope, like if he's gonna cut it. I'd be like, motherfucker,
please don't. Actually, well, she would be free, but then she would die.
Yeah.
In those waters, in the middle of nowhere.
And he stands in between her thighs. And he's like, now what shall we talk about? And she comes to the realization that he took off his clothes because he was ready to fight. He knew he was going to fight her. I'd be like, that's such a red flag.
He was ready to fight.
He was squaring up. He was squaring up.
He was like, yeah, I'm not getting this prime and proper outfit dirty. I can't get it filled with blood. So I need to sure it.
I need to take it off. So she tells him that. She's like, you knew you were going to beat my ass. And he's like, I'm impressed. You were correct. So he's in between her legs.
Like, help me.
Yeah.
Help me, please, someone.
She tries to close her legs because he's in between it. But obviously she can't because he's in between them.
Yeah.
And he sniffs her neck.
There was a lot of smelling.
He loved smelling her, which I was kind of here for it.
Yeah. Like, she would smell really good.
He smelled her and he was giving her all types of compliments. Yeah. But then he'd be like, whore. Whore. So he's like, sniffs her. And he's like, I've never met a woman like you. And he tells her, you smell like the sea. Sometimes the sea be stink.
Do I smell like a fish? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Sometimes it smells bad.
Like, maybe he means like that, like salt water smell.
No seaweed. No
seaweed. No Miami beaches.
Just like the mist.
Yeah.
Like when you breathe in, it smells like beach.
Yeah, it smells like nice and salty. Oh no.
He's like, you smell like the sea. Yeah. And she notices that he's bricked.
Bricked as fuck.
And then he grabs her by the throat. And he pushes one leg over the railing. So she's like, ah! And then he starts spanking her coochie.
Yeah.
Mind you, she's wearing no underwear because she's still wearing just a shirt.
He has a torture kink.
And he's just smacking her coochie.
Yeah.
He just met this girl.
You think he gives a fuck?
He just beat this girl. And called her a whore. I'd be like, what? Whatever. I'd be like, sure, just do whatever the fuck you gotta do, bro.
Honestly, I'd rather be up there than down with the fucking
too.
40 pirates.
Me too.
I'll be like, spank this coochie, baby. Spank it.
Girl, he's spanking
Spank it harder.
No, and then her other leg, he's like,
yeah.
he's humping her leg.
He's humping it like a fucking dog.
I'd be like, please,
bro.
What is this?
Honestly, after not getting digged down for 2 years, I would probably be like, listen,
your leg.
no one has to know. Just go a little higher.
Why is he humping her leg?
He's like dry humping, like a dog.
Yeah.
No, and then like
he's like, ah! Oh.
We're okay.
He's like, yes. But yeah. And he calls her a whore also. Yeah. And she's like, well, I mean, so are you. Look at what the fuck you're doing. Yeah. And then
you be humping everybody's legs.
Yeah. And then eventually he doesn't finish, but he's like, okay, like this is a little strange. So he brings her leg back over, and when she does, he's like, good girl,
daddy.
Literally, I would fold. I'll be like, huh?
I'll be like, put me up on that fucking.
You want me to put my leg back over
on the railing, please?
Put her. He's like, good girl, and he like cuts the rope off of her because this whole time this bitch has been like,
yeah, she got no willpower.
No. So like he cuts the rope and she has to like grab onto him. Like he did it on purpose so she could like grab onto him and he could sniff her some more.
Sniff her again, bro. Humping, smelling. It's giving canine. It's giving canine.
And just the fact that this motherfucker is like,
yeah,
he's like, oh my god.
What the?
Oh wow! At one point I went ham because this shit broke. At one point I was going fucking crazy. I'll rewatch it and see when it broke. So he back inside the room. I'm just gonna word like this. Back inside the room, he gives her his robe, and she's like, "Is this for me?" And he's like, "Yeah, obviously, I'm fucking giving it to you." And he tells her, "Wash yourself," and he brings a doctor to take care of her because she's injured. Because he beat her. Yeah.
Be like, tend to her raw coochie that got smacked.
Yes. And then he leaves. Yeah. And he's like, you can sleep on my bed. Yeah. She's like, oh, okay.
All right, bet. Say less. I haven't slept in a good bed like this in a while.
So she finishes, the doctor sees her. She washes herself. And then she goes to bed. And eventually he walks in. And he gets in bed. And he's nude
as fuck.
And she's like,
like the day he was born.
She's like, sir,
like, are you not gonna put on clothes?
Do you not see I'm here? And he's like, this is my bed.
Yeah, this is the way that I sleep.
I always sleep like this.
I always sleep in the nude.
He was a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what now looking back on it, he's a little creepy.
Like, bro, not even like a pair of briefs. Not even a pair of briefs.
No, just nude. But whatever. She's like, okay. So in her head, she ends up coming up with the plan. The plan is, I'm gonna fuck him. I'm gonna take his seed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get pregnant.
I'm gonna act like I'm pregnant.
And then they can't hang me.
They can't hang me.
Because I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant. He doesn't want to. He won't want to hang me.
I'm impregnated with his child.
Exactly.
Of a noble man. Of a lord. Of a... What is he? I was gonna say
commander. A lord. Yeah, Commodore. Yeah, she's like, that's an amazing plan. Yeah, actually,
that's a very good plan.
That is actually a good plan.
Yeah,
I would fucking do it.
Yeah,
first night.
Woo! Girl, she was like, she was trying to get him like to like her. Nah, bro, I'm jumping that motherfucker in the middle
as soon as he said, "Good girl,"
I'd be like, "Come here, baby."
He'll wake up.
Well,
to a vacuum.
Girl, you can't. How are you gonna get the seed?
Well, sit on it last minute.
Oh, last minute. Oh, yeah. Now,
well, he's very vocal. He's very vocal in the bedroom.
Girl.
He's always like, "Oh God, oh God."
Not when she sees it. I don't know if you could just like sit on it all of a sudden. She said that he was packing.
That's true. She did say
like a horse.
She did say that. She did say
that
he
was hung.
She said it was fucking huge.
It was huge. She said Priest was big, but Ashley was massive.
This is on a whole other level.
Yeah. So I don't know about that. Sitting on it last minute. I mean, maybe if it's like last minute, his seed will lubricate.
Or I'll be like, motherfucker.
Like what they did to Drake.
I'll be pregnant. So,
oh my God.
So fast forward, she starts making her gown, but she starts making it out of his pretty silk shirts. Yeah. So he finds her using his shirts, and he's like, he has like some fucking type of OCD, honestly.
Yeah. I'm telling you, sociopath.
So he walks in, he's like, bend over the table, and she's like,
why? And he's like, you knew what you were doing when you grabbed my stuff,
and now you will be punished.
Oh yeah, he's monotone. You will be punished.
You will be punished. So
turn around.
He bends her over, and she asks him, "So how many prisoners have you spanked since I continue fucking spank me?" And he's like, "None, none."
I mean, yeah, it's like a whole bunch of fucking nasty ass men down there,
for real. Like, so he starts, girl, spanking her, but like hard, like beating her ass, basically.
Not pleasurable.
She says that like it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
She said it hurts.
Yeah.
And then he finishes and she's like, "Are you bricked again?" He's like, "It's a physical response.
Oh.
It's just
it's
my
bound
body.
To happen. Yeah.
It's a penis."
Yeah.
So he grabs some oil. And he starts putting it on her booty cheeks.
Yeah.
And then he touches.
Mind you, this is oil, lubricant, God knows
I don't know
what it was.
I don't know what it is.
In large amounts.
Yeah. Just lying around.
Yeah.
Just lying around.
Very, very suspicious, honestly, if I do have to say.
Yes.
Like,
and then he touches her booty hole.
Yeah.
And
in her head. She admits that she has gone and fucked up the ass.
Well, he asks her, he's like, "Have you ever been taken here?" And she's like, "What?" So he starts massaging her booty cheeks with the oil.
Yeah.
Because he just beat her.
Yeah.
And he calls her a siren. He's like, "Siren." And he reaches over and he grabs her face, like if he's going to kiss her. And she feels like his pee-pee against her. You know? Because he's
backside, yeah.
And he's like, "You're a pirate." He's literally like grabbing her. He's like, "You're a pirate. You're a whore. And you're going to hang." And she's like, "Okay." And he gets off and like she's still bent over.
Yeah.
He gets off of her. He like sits down and starts reading a book. I'd be like, "Oh no. Él tiene problema. He has fucking issues."
Just like that.
I'd be like, "Nah, this man is not all in here." How you gonna just pick up a book and sit down after that?
Girl, you could kind of tell though that he's not all there.
No. There's
Like
something wrong with him.
Like the more you get into the book, you're like,
yeah, you're like, "Oh."
And then towards the ending, you're like, wow.
Yeah. So then he tells her to bring him a bowl of food, and he tells her to kneel. So she kneels, and he starts feeding her like a dog.
That was kind of nice.
And he asks her, "Do you love the man whose shirt you're wearing?" And she says yes. Priest. And he's like, "But he betrayed you." And she ends up telling him that he cheated on her.
Yeah.
And when she asks him if he loves another, he tells her, he's like, "Well, I'm betrothed." And she's like, "Do you love her?" And he's like, "Well, I'm here. So what does that tell you?" Okay. Oh, no, but then Miss Girl, she goes like, "Do you spank her?" And he's like, "A gentleman does not spank a lady." What the fuck is wrong with you? Just pirate horse.
Yeah.
And then when she goes to sleep, because she just got beat, the fuck, he puts more oil on her butt. because she's injured.
Very
she's injured.
Nice.
And
Great
then
aftercare.
she tells him, she's like, shouldn't the doctor do this? The one that was here when you beat me up? And he's like, I'm the only one who touches you here. Shut the fuck up. She's like, oh, what?
He turned possessive all of a sudden.
I'd be like, okay, relax.
I'd be like, low-key, my plan might work.
Relax.
If he's like that.
Shit. So she goes to sleep and she wakes up in like the middle of the night.
Oh God, this is where it starts.
Not girl, but she wakes up in the middle of the night and he's like petting her.
Yeah.
He has some obsession with her hair.
With her hair and watching her sleep.
And yes, he loves watching her sleep.
Like every time she wakes up, he's like, my precious.
I'm surprised he hasn't cut off a piece of her hair and some
fucking
shit.
keeps it, fucking sniffs it and shit.
And he calls her Goldilocks, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's like petting her, and she's just there like asleep, like well, asleep.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not moving because this is scary.
Yeah,
and
right.
then all of a sudden he gets up and he opens the balcony.
Yeah. And he goes out.
And she hears like ugh. And she's like, what is going on?
She thought that he was in pain. Like she thought he was having a nightmare.
And she walks up to the balcony.
Yeah.
And this man is like,
yeah, jacking off. He's stroking himself to the wind. Yeah.
The way I would be like,
go back to bed. Turn around. But no. She stays and watches him. Yes.
She watches him and then like she runs to bed.
Yeah.
Gets back in bed.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he continues to play with her hair with the same hand he done jacked off with.
Yeah. But it's okay, guys. He nutted into the water.
That's poetic.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not on his hand. No worries.
So
it's not getting on her hair.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
She finally makes a dress. She makes a dress out of his shirts.
Yes.
And when he sees her, he's like,
yeah, because she makes it blue like his eyes.
Yes.
She knew what she was doing.
He's like, so he goes up to her, he starts kissing her neck.
Yeah.
He starts like licking her, and then he calls her stunning. And she's like, me?
She's like, she. You know what? I might actually get fucking big.
She's like, I'm stunning. Stop. And then like they're about to kiss.
Yeah.
But he doesn't kiss her again. Yes. Again. And instead, he tells her to sit down. He grabs a comb and he starts brushing her hair and like braiding it. Okay. So then he tells her that he learned it from his sister that died.
Yeah. Arabella. She died in childbirth, guys.
And then she asks him, will you tell me about her? And then he tells her maybe another time. And then all of a sudden, he just kisses her. I'd be like, I just had to get personal with you a little. Sure. So he kisses her. And then she's like, finally. And he lifts her on the table. And I was like, oh, they gonna fuck. He lifts her on the table. And she tries to grab his pee-pee. But he stops her. He stops her. And he tells her to relish the kiss. Because it's never going to happen again. He is a fucking asshole.
Mind you, he's the one that kissed her. Like, I didn't kiss you, bitch. Like, I wanted you to kiss me, but I didn't kiss you.
No. And
you kissed me.
He's like, this is the last time you're going to be able to kiss me. So, girl, enjoy it. Enjoy it. And he, like, now that she has a gown, she could walk around.
Yeah.
So, he takes her to another room. I think it's, like, called the ward room. And they have files on a bunch of pirates. Oh. They have files on a bunch of pirates. And she sees Priest poster. And she's staring at him like, that's my man. She's staring at it. And he asks her.
For too long.
Girl, he asks her, is he the one that fucked you up the ass? What the fuck? What happened to hello? How are you? She's like, yeah, he actually did. He actually did. And then he tells her he could offer her a reward if she helps him find him.
Yeah. She thinks She thinks that he wants to also capture him to hang him. No,
there's ulterior motives there.
Yeah, he wants to do something to him.
He wants to do something to him, and she tells him, "Yeah, if you let me kiss you again and touch you wherever I want," and he's like, "Deal." So she tells him he lives in a random brothel somewhere, and he's like, "Okay, bet. Like we're gonna go there."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm not sure where it is."
He's like, "Thank you, Bennett," and then he starts kissing her fingers.
Yeah,
and then sucking on her fingers.
Yeah.
And he's about to kiss her, but last minute he looks over her shoulder at Priest's picture. And then he tells her to go. I'd be like, what was that? What was that? What was that?
This is where things start getting little hints.
Girl, so ever since that day, he's avoiding her.
Yeah.
I wonder why. He's avoiding her.
You think about someone's booty hole.
Yeah, someone. And she's just on the deck randomly, and she steps on like a spike.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh my god!" He carries her. He carries her. And she tells him, "You've been avoiding me." And he's like, he ignores her. He just tells the doctor like, "Fix her foot." And while they're healing her, she's like, "Have you thought about my lips around your cock?" Who says that? Who?
Randomly.
Who? The doctor's just there like, anyway.
Girl, she has to get his seed.
Damn.
She's trying to bring it up into conversation. He's been avoiding her. The months are passing.
She's like, nice. We're about to reach England. The doctor's just there like, okay. And then he ends up distracting her by like telling a joke. Oh, wow.
He's funny. He's not monotone anymore.
He tells a joke. She's like, so
wow.
He was distracting her through it, which is actually kind of sweet.
Yeah, he's very nice. Very nice.
And then
till
what's coming next. So then after the doctor stitches her up, he sits her on his lap. Not the doctor, Ashley sits her on his lap, and they basically cuddle for a while. And he starts like kissing her face and her neck and all of that. And she realizes that she is falling for him.
She hasn't even fucked him. She hasn't even gotten that dig.
No.
And her plan now, she's like, how am I supposed to betray him, technically?
Yeah, because I'm in love with him.
I'm in love with this
beat me.
This Commodore.
This
Lord.
So she's about to cry. A tear is about to come out. But then all of a sudden he kisses her.
Yeah.
And then she straddles him. And he tells her, touch me. She's like, what? Say less. So whatever, they keep kissing and stuff. And all of a sudden, again, he's like, like a fucking switch. And he shoves her on her knees. And he's like, don't make me wait. And she starts crying. Yeah. Because she's like, I don't want it like this. Yeah. She's like, I don't want to be treated like your whore, basically. Because, I'm catching feelings. And he gets up and he tells her, we're not equals. He's like, don't forget what you are. And then he leaves her crying. This fucking abusive, toxic ass asshole.
But she's falling for him.
Yeah. So then another day, they just finished shaving him, and she's like, wait, you grow hair?
You grow whiskers?
You have whiskers? And he's like, yeah. He's like, it comes out in patches, but I got something.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's 34.
He's like, I only have to grow it every fortnight.
He's 34 years old.
Yeah. He doesn't grow hair, girl.
So she grabs a towel to clean him.
Yeah.
And as she's cleaning him, he just pulls her shirt down, starts sucking on her titty. And she completely forgot about what happened before. Because she's just like, yeah, suck my titty. And they end up talking with her on his lap. And, they start having a moment. They tell each other about their families. And she asks him, are you going to watch me hang? And this motherfucker tells her, I'll be there until the very end. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know if that was good or bad. Like, I don't know if that's the answer that I wanted. Because I think she tells him, like, are you going to watch me hang or are you going to leave before then?
He's like, no, I'll watch you.
Yeah, I'll be there till the end.
Don't worry.
And she's like, I don't know if that's the answer I wanted.
No. So she gets up and he holds her from behind and he's like, you make me miserable. He's like, I can't do my job. I can't. And then she turns around and he's fucking like freaking out.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God.
Manic episode.
He's like, I won't fall for your trickery, witch. And she's like, you think I want to feel anything for you? She's like, you think I want to feel anything for the man that's about to watch me hang? Like, what? And he leaves. And she ends up touching herself, thinking of Priest and then of Ashley.
Yeah.
And then Priest and then
she's like
Ashley.
touching herself and she's picturing Ashley. And then all of a sudden she says that his face turns into a bearded man that's Priest. And then Priest. And then she's like, no. She goes back to Ashley.
She's like, it's not working like that.
And then it goes back. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, girl. Yes. And then that night, during his routine jerk off.
Yeah,
at
because
the balcony.
guys, this has been happening every night. Every
night.
He pets her, then he wakes up.
He sniffs her hair.
Yeah, he goes to the balcony, jacks off, and then he goes back to bed. And she says, sometimes I decide to go watch him, sometimes I don't. Just, I guess it depends on the mood tonight.
It depends on
how
tonight.
Am I feeling? Do I want to see his cock or not?
Tonight she wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So she pulls up, and it's like,
yeah.
And he's like, I know you're there.
I know you've been watching me
every night. She's like, correction, it hasn't been every night.
I choose when to come and see you.
Sometimes, you take a little long and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then he's like, come here. He holds out his jack off hand.
Oh, no.
He's like, come here. Oh. And she goes and she starts checking him off.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he's her coochie. And he's like, bend over the railing.
Yeah.
So she bends over.
Yeah.
And she tells him, she's like, wait, like, no. Like, she's like, I want you to look at me and
like,
kiss
I don't want
me when we fuck. And girl, he whips out his pee-pee. And he's like putting it in. But then he moves it up.
And he
inserts it.
The booty hole.
And she's like, wrong hole. Wrong hole. And he's like, no, it's not. But
and then she's like telling him, and he's like halfway in, and then she's like, no, and he's like, yes.
He's like, take me deeper.
Yeah.
He's like, deeper. And she's like, stop. So girl, she screams at him to stop.
Yeah.
And he tells her, like, stay still while I use you. That is disgusting. And he tells her, take it how you like it. That is so disgusting. You see, this is the part.
Yeah.
This is the part that I'm like, you know what? Priest is not sounding that bad.
Yeah. He only cheated one time.
It was always consensual.
Yeah.
And
he was my husband.
This is bad.
Yeah. Ashley, he pissed me the fuck off.
No, and then he comes and leaves her there.
Yeah.
And she literally, like, she's destroyed. And she
She's
literally goes
crying.
like, why? She literally tells him why. Why would you do that? And he tells her, like, I know what you've been trying to
trick
take my
me.
Seed.
Yeah.
He's like, I know. And then she's like, well, if you would have fucked me from the front, you would have seen I have this scar right here. This scar means I cannot have children.
Yeah. Because she got a sword.
I got ran through.
What?
I got ran through with a sword.
Oh. Yeah, with a sword. Correction, guys.
I basically got a hysterectomy and you over here.
I cannot have children. I cannot have menses. I can't have anything.
Getting menopause early because of it.
Yeah.
She's like, how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
He's like,
fuck.
He walks away.
Yeah, he walks away. Mm-hmm.
And then
that was her plan, though. That was her plan.
Yeah, but she turned it on him. She's like, "Oh, you think I was tricking you,
bro?" She gaslit him.
She's like, "Look at the scar."
She gaslit him. I wasn't trying to take your seed and have your child. I can't have your child.
I can't. Look at the scar. The scar says it all.
Yeah,
I can't. And he's like,
fuck.
He leaves, and she just like is on the floor sobbing.
Yeah, sobbing.
And after a while, you know, she's like, okay.
Yeah.
She goes back inside, and this motherfucker is on the ground.
Yeah.
Like,
crying.
He's
crying too.
His hair's like all fucked up.
Yeah. He's not prim and proper like he always is. He's
disheveled?
Yes, disheveled.
I would get the ick.
I'll be like, oh.
On the floor crying. I'll be like, what you doing?
Yeah. She went to go get some alcohol, but she found that motherfucker.
But she found that. She's like, I'm gonna need more alcohol.
Yeah.
And he's like, forgive me. And she's like, you literally fucked my ass without my permission and left me there. Yeah. She's like, you didn't even finish me. Nothing. Like what? What do you think? She's like, I won't forgive you. And then he starts walking towards her. And he backs her into the mattress. And she's like, oh my God, here we go again. Like, he's going to stick it in. But instead, he hugs her.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And then he tells her, you don't have to forgive me, but you're not leaving this bed until you come.
Multiple times.
And she's like, oh. All is forgiven. All is forgiven.
Say less, baby.
You totally did not just traumatize me right now. All is forgiven. And he eats her coochie.
Yeah.
And then
he does the eating the coochie and finger combo.
Yes.
And she's like, where'd you learn that? He's like, I've been with many women.
Many women.
Yes.
And then he's like, do you forgive me now? And she's like, nope. And she tells him, if you get naked, I'll think about it. So he gets naked.
Yeah.
And then she sucks him off.
Yeah. And
then he's about to but she stops last minute. And she's like, I haven't forgiven you yet. And she runs. And of course he catches her. He like wraps her legs around his waist. And then he's like, forgive me. And he's like, forgive me? And she's like, only if you used my other hole this time. And then he shoves it in.
Yeah. Into the right hole.
Into the right hole, guys. The right hole.
Yeah.
And then while he's doing her, he's like, what are you doing to me? And then she's like, fuck me, my lord. And then they fuck. They fuck.
They fuck a lot.
Girl, literally, they don't leave that room for 2 days. 2 days.
They just
need that.
Shower, sleep, fuck, eat. On repeat.
That sounds
like a good weekend.
That will cure my depression. Yep.
What you need?
On
a good
ship?
dicking. A good dicking.
On a
good
ship,
dicking
girl?
down. Girl, you know they have that Airbnb by the Keys. That it's like a little ship in the middle of the water.
Oh,
but it's like a house.
You don't even gotta move. It does the rocking for you.
But I heard it's expensive as fuck.
Wow. But yeah. They continue to fuck for like 2 days straight. And then they come to get him because his boss is here.
Ooh, yes.
The Admiral is here.
Yeah, there's another ship.
Yes.
And it's his papi. Not his actual papi. But it's like...
And then she tells him, because he's like, fuck, like he's here. And she's like, let me go. She's like, this is like you can let me go. Like, bro, we've been fucking.
Yeah.
And he tells her, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, okay.
And I think she even tells him, like, come with me.
Yes. He's like,
no. Yeah.
So then they take her to
this
the deck.
Motherfucker.
They take her to the deck to meet the Admiral.
Uh-huh.
And he tells Ashley, I'll be escorting her back to England while you go hunt for priests.
Because he tells her, well, no, because the Admiral tells Ashley, he's like, who is she? And Ashley's like, she's one of my prisoners. And he's like, what is she doing here? Like, what is she doing out?
And about.
Yeah. And he's like, well, my hold is filled with men. And she didn't even last 10 minutes in there before they were on her.
Yes.
And then he was like, well, my hold is empty. So I'll be taking her.
And then he's like, no. He's like, she's my prisoner. And I want to take credit for it.
Yeah.
And he's like, say less. Like, I'll
meet
her.
you. Yeah. He's like,
you'll get priest. And you just meet me in the island over there. Like, literally
right over there.
He's like, it's fine. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker is like,
okay.
What do you guys think happens?
Can we just like skip this part?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could skip it.
They take her to the boat.
Yeah.
Take her to a ship.
And there's a nasty guy that his breath smells like onions.
Which is him.
Yeah, which is him. It's the Admiral. And let's just say
many dead women down there.
Yeah,
One
pregnant.
is pregnant.
I think they were all pregnant, right?
One is pregnant, and they end up like drowning her in a bucket or some shit.
Yeah, there were like 3 bodies, and when she looks, like they all have little bumps, but the last one, like she was still alive.
Girl.
She was like pregnant, and then they drown her, and then they keep her down there, and for 2 weeks.
2 weeks they have her on a barrel.
Let's just say that the guy that smells like onions, the Admiral, and
other people too,
and other people
do stuff.
Yeah,
they do stuff.
Yeah, and Skip.
And then 2 weeks later,
yes,
she hears like a commotion outside, and Ashley shows up covered in blood.
Yes,
and he tells her he didn't know. He thought she was safe. What?
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
Are you kidding me?
Fucking idiot.
With that fucking onion smelling dude?
No, and then like, mind you, she's like fucking traumatized, and he's like, "You're so strong and beautiful."
They would be like, you're gonna be filled up with more blood. Your blood.
Yeah, I would fucking kill him.
Beat the shit out of you.
So she walks out, and she sees like the bodies of all the men that violated her, and Ashley went a little crazy. Not gonna lie, girl.
He bashed their head open,
disemboweled them.
Yes,
he castrated them. They don't have no genitals.
No, she couldn't even see their face, half of them, because they were fucking. Their head was.
Yeah, I would be like, oh.
I'm telling you, it's been giving sociopath. It's been giving.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is like.
I'd be like, oh, this is what you could do?
This is a little...
I don't think they teach you that.
And she sees that he killed his boss. So she's like, you'll hang.
Yeah.
You're gonna hang with me. And he's like, no, neither of us will hang. I was like, oh. She's like, we're escaping, baby. So...
Yeah, after the fucking 2 weeks. We couldn't... You couldn't do that earlier? You couldn't do that 2 weeks ago.
I know. No, when he's the one in trouble, oh, then.
Yeah.
Then we could escape.
Yeah, because he went a little fucking batshit fucking crazy and killed everybody.
He went like Jack the fucking Ripper on them. No genitals? What the fuck is that?
He was like...
So then he tells her, he's like, I was going to make an offer to Priest when I found him. I was going to tell him to take you. And she's like, in her head, she's like, does he even know Priest? Yeah. All of a sudden, there's an explosion.
Yeah.
There's an explosion. And turns out the prisoners that were in Ashley's ship escaped and are attacking this ship.
Yes.
So they end up falling in the ocean and washed up on an island. They're stranded now. And he confesses that he loves her on this island. And she's like, fuck me, Ashley. And he's like, you're literally injured. You're dehydrated.
Yeah. And don't you have PTSD?
He's like, what do you mean fuck you? And she's like, you're right. She's like, I'm just kidding. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know.
I'm a little delusional right now.
And he's like, yeah. Okay. So all of a sudden they're attacked again, and they're captured by the prisoners, by the pirates that stole Ashley's ship. And they take her to some cottage. And they're tied up in the cottage. And it's the same captain that was in the
one that they cut the beard off.
Yes.
Him.
His name is Mad Wolf.
Yes.
Mad Wolf. So she hears him talking outside the cottage, and then she hears
another voice. Oh, I'm like, baby's back.
I fucking love this part. Okay, so she hears them arguing outside, and Priest is arguing with him because the guy's telling him that she's dead. And he's like, what the fuck you mean she's dead? He's like, I didn't know you were gonna fucking blow up the ship with her on it. So he helped the prisoners escape to try to, take their ship. But whatever, they're arguing. He's like, what do you mean, blah blah. He walks in and they make eye contact, and she's like, and he's looking at her like, and then he looks at Ashley and he's like,
I would be like, why the fuck are you looking at him?
I'd be like, over here, like,
I'm your wife.
Your wife is here.
Yeah.
And he has her compass, like her real compass. And her father's boots. Because she had given him her father's boots.
Yeah. The boots that were on the beach.
Yes. And he, he puts on an act. Yeah. Because that's what they gotta do.
Yeah.
He puts on an act and he's like, I want to kill her because she killed my father.
Yeah.
And the other captain, he's like, well, after what her lover did to me, we're gonna fuck her. And Priest is like, lover? He's like,
oh my God. And he looks at Ashley.
And Ashley's like,
and then he looks at Bennett. And Bennett's like,
She's like, yeah, I done fucked him. No, and the other captain is like, they were fucking for weeks, like rabbits. I was on the ship. He's like, you hear, like, we all know. Yeah. Oh. And then, bro, she looks at Priest and she's like, I protect what I love. And Priest is like,
so she repeats to him what he had told her. Little does she know. But he's like, fine, like fair.
Yeah. That's what he told her. So he's like, okay. So he tells the captain, he's like, I'm gonna take her and Ashley to my ship because I'm gonna fuck her in front of Ashley. Yeah. And the captain is like,
no.
He's like, no, like we're all gonna fuck her. And he's like,
and then he's like, oh, and then I'm taking him.
Yeah, he's like, and I keep Ashley.
Yeah.
And Ashley's like,
Ashley's looking at Bennett like, I think they were like holding hands even.
Yeah, bro. They were like holding like each other's fingers.
Like, oh, he's like, oh, I'm about to get fucking killed.
Not gonna lie, like in this part, they were cute. Like after the whole, after the whole thing that we're gonna ignore, they were cute. Yeah, they were cute. They're like holding on to each other. And then Priest is like, okay. He's like, if I make her go with one finger
in less than 10
minutes, I fuck her first. Yeah. And everybody's like,
no, and then, and then this motherfucker, Mr. Wolf,
Mad Wolf,
was like, he's like, bro, I know you can't.
He's like, why? Nobody could do that, bro. Sometimes they don't even come on my dick.
Yeah.
So then Ashley like squeezes her harder because he's like, fuck, bro, she's about to be violated again. Little does he know.
Yeah. Well, he knew that Ashley had been with him, but he thinks that they've only been together one night.
Yes. So then Priest comes up to her and he whispers to her, but Ashley could hear. Yeah. He's like, come on, we've done this hundreds of times.
And she's already like,
and Ashley's like, hundreds. It's like hundreds. And then Priest is like he starts fingering her and he's like, by the way, your lover has a hard on right now.
I'd be like, why?
No, because I would be concerned. I'd be like, what you mean? I'd be like, what you mean you got a hard on? Like, he's like, yeah, he's fucking turned on. Huh?
Yeah, in his head, he's like, in his head, he's like probably like picturing.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower, baby.
So then she comes with just a finger. Wait, who?
With Priest in the middle.
So she comes, I think after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
After 5 minutes. And he asks Ashley if he loves her. I'd be like, why are you questioning Ashley? The fuck? He's like, you love her? And Ashley stares at him. Like, with his eyes, he's telling him, yes, I do. Yeah. I love her.
And she's in her head wondering, like,
what?
Why is he not looking at him like he wants to kill him? Because it wasn't giving hatred.
No. It was giving, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I'm in the same boat.
So Priest is like, put them both on the bed. I was like, oh shit. They're going to get fucked. Well,
I thought that it was going to be different, but I understood where this was going.
This was good.
Yeah.
So, he has her straddle Ashley.
Yeah.
He has him lying down. So, she's like riding him.
Yeah.
And his hands are under her coochie.
Yes. And she's like facing
him. She's facing Ashley.
Yeah.
And Priest gets behind her.
Yeah.
And he puts Ashley's hands down there. And Priest is like, he tells Ashley, I want you to feel when I'm inside her. And then he whispers to Bennett, but Ashley could hear. Yeah. He whispers to her, you've put me through hell, sweetheart. He's like, it's been 2 years since I fucked you, Mrs. Farrell. And Ashley's like, his eyes, because he's gagged.
Yeah.
He's like,
he has like a fucking. I don't know why I was picturing a ball gag, but I know he's not gagged with that. I don't know why I was picturing him like he was already in shock.
He's like, oh!
There's a little bit of drool, fucking.
Yes, bro. And then Priest he tells her scream.
Yeah.
And then
and she's like,
thrusts.
And she's like, what? And he thrusts, and she feels nothing.
He's not even hard, girl.
Yeah. And she's like, and she takes her a minute to process it. And she's like, then she starts screaming.
Help! It's too big. So then Priest grabs Ashley's hair during this. And he's like, didn't she tell you, Cutler? She's mine. He's like, she's my wife.
Me wife.
She's me wife.
Oh my god.
That was, girl. I'm sorry, that was hot.
And this motherfucker's like, gagged.
Literally gagged. Cannot speak. Deceased. If those pirates weren't there watching, I would be like, take out your dick.
Both of y'all.
Both of you guys. Literally.
Right now.
That was hot.
Yeah, that was.
You see, that's when Priest, I was like, I'll take him in any way, any form, whatever he likes. So she feels under her coochie Ashley's hands like unbound.
Yeah.
And she's like, girl, turns out Priest cut his rope.
Yeah.
Under the coochie. Cut it, and he handed him a knife. What an intelligent man. And then Priest tells him, just like our ruse with Arabella. And she's like, his sister. She's like, how do you know?
I honestly, like, I already at this moment in the book, I already had a theory going on, but then I was like, wait, did he cheat on her
with his sister?
And I was like,
that's what came to my mind too.
I was like, she was pregnant.
She was pregnant.
I was concerned. I was like, oh no, he fucked up. I was like, there's no forgiving him now.
I literally thought that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, his sister.
Yeah. But nah. That wasn't the rules, baby.
So then Priest gets off of her and everybody's like, wow, boo, tomatoes. They're like, no, boo. He's like, you didn't even come. And then when he turns towards them, his dick is like the fucking size of, I don't fucking know. It's huge.
Like, it's like
inflamed.
Yeah, inflamed with hives, and red,
they're like
engorged.
They're like, syphilis. Well, turns out there were oranges there.
Yeah. And he got the oranges.
He gave it to Ashley to rub on his cat.
Now, how did Ashley know this?
He just knew.
He knew what to do with the oranges.
Ashley just knew that he had to rub it on his dick.
Yeah. So, mind you, Ashley was down there
basically
getting more.
Jerking him.
Getting more than Bennett was.
Literally. He was like putting it all over him. Yeah. Okay. I would be like, you let him touch your dick? Like, that's a little gay. He's like, no homo, bro. No homo. So then everybody's like, run, they got syphilis.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like, no, we can't fuck her.
No, we can't fuck, bro. So they start fighting because they're mad.
Yeah.
They're mad. She got syphilis. And in the middle of the fight, Priest kisses her and he's like, I missed you.
And she's like, I missed you too.
He's like, my love. Whatever. They lose.
Yeah.
They lose. It's like 40 against them.
Yeah.
And the captain tells her about her father's treasure. And he agrees to let Ashley and Priest go if she comes with them to take them to the treasure. Yes. So she agrees, obviously.
Oh, dumb bitch.
Yes. And she goes on the ship and they beat her daily.
Yeah.
Like they literally break every bone in her body, I think. Until she figures out how to open the compass.
Yeah.
Which she eventually does.
But at that time, the last time they beat her before she opened up the compass, they hit her across the head with a flank
literally like a plank, like a piece of wood.
A piece of wood. They hit her across the fucking head. She can't hear anything.
She can't.
She's deaf.
So then when she opens the compass, there's a letter from her father in it. And he snatches it from her. And she's like, please, like, I can't hear. Like, I need to read it.
Yeah.
And he, like...
Yeah. I think he throws it on the ground. And then she goes to grab it. And he grabs it. And I think that's when he...
Yeah. He rips it up.
Yeah.
And he takes the treasure map.
Yeah.
But, you know, eventually a ship shows up. Well, the Jade shows up. And then Priest and Ashley save her. And they're fighting together, you know, they're like and they kill everyone basically, and they take her back to the Jade. So Ashley, she's like recovering, and Ashley brings her Mad Wolf's hand as like a present.
They keep on bringing pieces of him
like body parts
to her, and she's like and then she's like till it stops, and she thinks that he's dead.
Like, oh, I guess
I guess he died.
Body parts. She's like, wow, thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, these guys are insane. So yeah, she's temporarily deaf. She cannot hear. And she's recovering from literally broken everything. She has an infection because one arm is fucking infected.
They thought that they were going to have to fucking cut her arm off and shit. Yes. She says that every time that she wakes up, she looks at it to make sure it's still there.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And eventually she wakes up, but she's like in a house.
Yeah.
And Priest is there, and he's like, oh, you're in Ashley's manor. Like, this is his place. He's like taking care of something in London, and he'll come back. And she's like, I miss my lover. He's like, but like, I'm here.
Yeah. I'll be keeping you company.
Yeah. So then she goes back to sleep, and she wakes up, and she hears yelling.
Mind you, she hasn't been able to.
But her hearing is back.
So she's like, okay, I can hear.
And she hears yelling, and she hears like Ashley and Priest arguing, and she walks into a room, and Ashley is like on top of Priest, and they're like they're like in each other's face, but then all of a sudden they're like
no girl, not really. But like
shit turns sexy.
She says that all of a sudden Ashley leans into Priest's body. They were like on the floor, like because they were like fighting and shit.
Yeah.
And like he like leans and he puts his body weight, and she's like,
all of a sudden they're like, when like things get tense.
And it was they were about to like they were moments.
And she's like,
and she drops the fucking bucket,
and they're like, oh my God. They're like, what? She's like, what was that? She's like, what was that? What just were you guys about to kiss? Like, she's like, what was going on? And then they're like, what? Like, they're like, it just happened. Like, and then just got tense.
Yeah. And the way that Priest is like noticing her, he's like, you got your hearing back. And she's like, yeah.
She's like, yeah, I heard.
And what the fuck was that?
And
let's go back.
The hell? She's like, why are you guys bricked right now? I'm like, what's going on?
Bro, imagine you wake up after not being able to hear for God knows how long, like months, basically, weeks, and that's the first thing you hear and see.
I would be like, you done took, first of all, to Priest, you cheated on me. Now you done took my man. Like,
you took my lover.
You took my lover. And Priest is like, actually. So Ashley turns to her and he's like, I wrote the letter. She's like, come again?
Yeah. Well, Priest was like, you have to tell her. Because he wasn't going to tell her.
Apparently.
Yeah.
They were childhood friends because Priest was like his servant. He was like, he would dress him, give him blowjobs.
Hand jobs.
And Priest.
Let him fuck him up the ass.
Girl, Priest in front of her.
Yeah.
Priest asks him, how many times, my lord, did I personally wash that sizable cock between your legs? And she's like,
oh, so you know how big it is? Because I know it's massive. So you know it's massive.
So she's like, where do I fit into this now?
Yeah.
She's like, She's like, I thought I had the upper hand.
But clearly not.
Apparently
because
not.
y'all been fucking each other for years.
They've been fucking
so
for years.
Apparently they've never had a relationship. It just happens. Spontaneously.
Yes.
Spontaneously, they just decide to to fuck each other.
Yeah.
On random nights.
And what happened?
Yeah, the string. I was trying to hide
the string.
Just hide the string.
Okay.
Just hide the string.
Sorry, we had a
malfunction.
Yeah. Okay, so she's there like in shock. She's like, oh my god, like She looks at Priest and she's like, you're homosexual.
You cheated on me with the guy that I've been fucking.
A man.
But you guys been fucking before?
Not just that, like you didn't cheated on me. You left me for booty hole.
Yeah, because mind you, Ashley was doing the fucking.
He was the top. And
I was like, oh, no whiskers?
No.
That's why he saw the booty hole with no hair and he liked it.
He's like, wow, I didn't know this existed.
Priest, get to it, bro. And get to it.
Yeah, apparently he's hairy. And she's like, are you gay? And he's like, no, I'm bisexual.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, we prefer women.
Yeah. And he's like, oh. We just like each other. Like, we like each other's booty holes.
But not other booty holes.
But we just, but we don't like other booty holes. We like coochie a lot.
I'd be like.
And actually, it's kind of crazy because we like yours.
And then Priest is like, you're the glue, baby. You're the glue holding us together.
My heart would literally be broken. I'd be like.
I'd be like, y'all can live happily ever after. I'm okay.
Honestly,
I'm okay. Yeah. So they're like, okay, like fuck. So they draw her a bath.
Yeah.
They draw her a bath. And both of them are like, we want to fuck you. So Priest starts fucking her.
Yeah.
And Ashley is underneath them. Just.
Yeah. Just all up in there. Yeah, touching balls, touching
massaging his testicles.
Yeah, coochie and balls,
eating whatever is coming out of them.
Yeah.
So then Priest finishes. And he just hands her off to Ashley.
Yeah.
And then Ashley starts fucking her.
And then apparently they do that all fucking weekend long. They just share each other.
No, girl, and Ashley
multiple times, separate times.
Girl, Ashley is fucking her and Priest is behind her, like, yeah, fuck her. And then he leans in and he kisses Ashley.
Yeah.
And she's just there like, Priest is like, move, bitch.
Let me get my man.
Let me sit on his shit.
Yeah, but no fucking. I was kind of sad that they didn't fuck each other, at least on page.
On page, it was off.
Yeah, off page, no fucking. She said that they fucked her at the same time, or Ashley would fuck her separately, or Priest would fuck her separately, but never them fucking each other, and I was kind of sad about that.
Yeah.
They probably didn't want to hurt her feelings.
And they probably like sneaked off and fucked each other. Yeah. They were like, how are we gonna get rid of her?
Yeah.
Every time they fuck, she's like, can I jump in? There's always like one person in the threesome that doesn't get as much. She's like she's trying to get in. She's like,
let me in.
And Priest is like,
they're like fucking each other. She tries to she's like, bro, let me, I don't know, suck a testicle or some shit.
For real.
Let me get between there.
Let me rim one of y'all.
Oh my god. No. Clearly Ashley, because he got no whiskers. So I'm guessing he got no whiskers on there either.
So they tell her what the ruse was with Ashley's sister.
With Arabella.
Apparently Arabella was in love with Priest. And one day she's like, I'm gonna fuck him tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck him.
Yeah.
So Ashley decided to eat oranges.
Yeah.
And decided to suck Priest's pee-pee.
Yeah, he gives him a blowjob.
So then his pee-pee was just,
engorged. And she thought that when she went to go fuck him in the middle of the night, she takes off his sheets. And she too thought he had syphilis. So like, she put the sheets back. And she never thought about Priest like that again.
Like, he's diseased.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I mean, he is a servant. He was a servant.
Girl.
He was a servant.
But like, fuck.
She's like, oh shit, like I should have known better. So whatever. One day she's acting asleep. She's acting like she's asleep. And Priest and Ashley are arguing because he's getting married next week, girl. He's getting married. Leaving. And he's gonna get married. He's like, yes, I'm gonna get married.
And I'm gonna leave. And Priest is like, so what? You're gonna go get married and then you're gonna treat us like a secret.
Like a secret. Us.
And then he's like, yeah, I will.
And then she gets up And she's like,
bro,
we're leaving the day you get married. You're going to have to choose.
Yeah.
If not, we're
bro,
gone.
She doesn't even give him the choice. No, bro. She doesn't give him the choice. She's like, if you're not on the ship that day, I'm going to hunt you down. And I'm like.
And she's going to kill her.
Yeah.
His betrothed.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, so you will be on that ship that day. And I'm like.
And a week later, he's on the ship.
Yeah, she's fucking priest. And who walks in? Ashley.
No, and he's like, I like priest is married to you. I want to be married to you too.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to marry you too.
Yeah. He's like, I want you to be my wife. I thought he was going to be like, I want you to be my wife and you to be my husband. But no.
No, just her.
Just her.
Be my wife.
And I'm like, who you lying to?
I know, right? We all know you want him. And he's like, I want you to be Mrs. Farrell Cutler.
Yeah.
So then she's like, okay, whatever. So he bends her over the table and he spanks her.
Yeah.
And she asks him, do you spank priest? And priest is like, the fuck? He's like, no, the fuck is that?
Priest is like, we could try later, baby.
And then he fucks her. She's bent over. But then it says that she watches him and priest get fricky. She watches them get fricky.
But then we get no on scene.
But we get no
nothing. I'm like, fuck, bro.
But they were getting fricky.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how to feel about that.
Basically the end. They get married. They find her father's treasure.
Yeah.
And they live happily ever
after. Yeah, that's it. That's it for you guys. Yeah.
And that's the end. That's the end of the book. Yeah.
Questions, concerns?
Honestly, it was entertaining.
Yeah. It was good. Oh my god.
But I don't know how to feel.
I wish the dynamic was different. Like, I wish we would have gotten more Priest and Ashley together. And I don't know. Like, I feel like the whole story, I feel like Priest didn't have to cheat.
No.
On her with Ashley. You know what I mean?
And I just feel like at the end, she was like the odd one out.
Because
I feel like she was the
reason, she even says it in the beginning that the reason why Priest she didn't want to get married. Priest was the one that wanted to get married. And he wanted to get married for monogamy. So I'm like, and then you go and cheat on her, which I understand. It was like, we never planned it. Like, our fucking was spontaneous. But you still cheated on her. And then he left you.
And with a man.
A love note, bro. That was like literally fucking romantic as fuck. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
We don't know what's coming next. But
yeah. It'll be a surprise.
We will let you know on Instagram.
Yes.
But yeah. Until next
time. Bye.